Sorry. I'm not good at this, so I'm kind of nervous, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, so when I first moved here, I lived at Little Earth, and Little Earth is the largest urban housing development for Native American in the country. There were no Somalians in the neighborhood, so it was kind of tough for me and my family. I used to get jumped every day because I was Somalian, and I guess I didn't fit in or something. But then I remember I was at the train station with my Somalian friend where I saw a group of Native Americans, and they were saying some negative things about Somalians. And I was just glad that I got out of there safely, me and my friend. And then that's when my mom met Amina, and that's when Amina told her about this group, and that's when my mom talked about how I had a hard time going to school sometimes, and I had a hard time being around the neighborhood and playing around with the other kids, and also getting jumped every time I go to school or coming from school. But to be honest, all that changed because I have joined this group, and this group is Native American Somali Youth Leadership, and I also like it. So who's ever like out there and wants to join this group, I'll say join it because it changed my life. It can change your life too.
Hi, good afternoon. First, I'd like to tell you a little about myself. My name is Shannon Brown, and anyone that can see, that's my lovely wife, Amy. We've lived in Minneapolis almost 5 years now. The first couple of years weren't the best due to Amy finding out she had a massive brain tumor that needed to be removed immediately. We later found that the tumor was cancerous. I was a satellite technician for Dish Network. I fell 30 feet while on the job. Destroyed my wrists, hurt my back and knees. At that time, I found out that I was a contractor, meaning I was responsible for all my bills. So, during the course of our rehabilitation, Amy got us involved with the NAS program, which is Partners with the Family Partnership. And that's the North Side Achievement Zone. And it's aimed towards building and rebuilding strong family units. And it's focused on success of our children. Due to the many medical appointments and now the responsibility we have with NAS, we were offered the opportunity to place our two younger kids in early childhood learning. This was a hard decision for me to make because I'm very protective about my kids. I mean, I really don't trust anybody with them. I'd rather have them with me. I don't need a babysitter. But while they were here, we rode around the metro area for about hours. We rode past about 10 different spots, looking for somewhere clean and no gang activity outside. And like I said, we rode for hours until we came across the Family Partnership. And at this, I saw Miss Kay and Naomi and the rest of the staff that made an immediate and good impression on us. The Family Partnership has been awesome for the development of our child Star. My baby loves school so much, she talks about her teacher and her friends all day. Star also wakes up early in the morning with our big kids trying to get ready for school. I said, Star, you want to go lay back down? You got like 2 hours left. She said, no, I got to get ready. Miss Frieda needs me. I said, okay. Or she likes to come down and tap me on the shoulder. I got to go. I'm ready. I'm like, will you leave me alone? But she got to go to school, so I got to get her out of there. So the Family Partnership also addressed and recognized our daughter's speech problems. She had problems with certain words, like S words. She could spell her name just fine, she just couldn't say it. And the best part of start going to the Family Partnership is that she's learning. Like I said, with her speech therapy, she thinks she's a speech therapist. She come home, she tells me, she said, say P, I say P, she say po. I say po, she say people, you got it? I say, I got it, thank you. But I can go on forever talking about her accomplishments due to the Family Partnership. But what I will say is that she's better for going. These are the years that begin to build the kind of person that we're going to be and what effect we're going to have on society. I know it's very important to start with a good academic foundation. So again, I'd like to thank the Family Partnership for helping us build a strong foundation for our daughter's success and giving us peace of mind knowing she's safe and learning while we're dealing with our medical part and our other things, getting our life back in order. Amy is now part of several community organizations, and I'm doing physical therapy full-time. So I want to thank you again for coming out and giving us an opportunity to tell our story. And I'd like to thank you for the donations we pray you'll be giving. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming today and hearing these heartwarming stories. I'm Margie Soren, and this is my husband, Phil, and I'm a proud board member and a passionate donor to the Family Partnership, and we're here today to ask you to lend your financial support to this organization. I can't agree more with Molly Greenman, our CEO, that focusing on families is complex, but it's what makes the Family Partnership different, unique, and vital in our community. Families are challenging, right?
I agree.
Different personalities, different needs, and we all want to be there to help our own family members as much as we possibly can. We reach out to help them when they're faltering, made bad decisions, or life just hasn't been fair to them. And our community has that same type of need. It's complex. It's full of people that want and need resources, that are experiencing painful times, and who need others to reach out to help them.
So I remember when Margie came home and said, "Oh, I just signed us up for a multi-year donation." And I go, "Why?" And you remember that conversation, Margie?
I do. I was sitting in a luncheon and he wasn't there, and we try to keep each other involved in our giving and do things and make decisions together. Well, I made it on my own this time. That's right.
Which is normal.
But I continue over these past 5 years that I've been associated with the Family Partnership to hear these stories. And they come from such a part of life that I don't experience, that I'm not aware of. And when I hear their story, and I'm changed, and I learn from them every time. And it brings two words to mind: hope and empowerment. And I hope you've had a chance today to get to know a staff member that may be at your table that shared some of the work that they do. And I've learned that these people are highly skilled, qualified, use best practices, and are constantly learning new ways to reach the kinds of people that need their help. So it's a very efficient, excellent organization when it comes to the staff that's out there helping people. And they help people by providing the hope for a better life, but also empowering them with the skills that they need to go on through life by themselves or with their families in a better position in order to deal with whatever comes along their way. Is that good enough?
It's pretty good,
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Do you want me to say something now as my bit part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
So how do you feel about donation now? You were going to ask me, right?
Yeah, how do you feel about that donation now?
Well, I'll tell you that I've gotten to know the Family Partnership since that time, and we kind of have a list, an A list and a B list. The A list charities and the B list charities, and Family Partnership is definitely on that A list. We look around. There's a lot of what I call safety net nonprofits, and there's a lot of trampoline nonprofits. And a trampoline profit, they catch people, but they put them back in the air on their own there, and that's exactly how I view the Family Partnership. So that's one that I think does deserve, multi-year donations and strong support. So I feel real good about our decision to do that.
It is good.
Yep.
And
You gonna speak more now?
so today we've heard some wonderful stories. Families that had a child that they loved and really wanted to help and support and make them safe and feel safe wherever they went, and knew that they had a family to support them. They needed to understand what that child was going through and how they could help them. We've heard families that are excited about their child going to school and getting a great education that's going to prepare them for their future. We've heard about a woman that had a horrendous start in life, didn't feel much love, but found the family partnership that helped her get out of the sex trade and become a person of belief in herself that she can make a difference in the lives of people here. So now we're here to ask you to help support these people in their life and as they go into their future.
Okay, so this is serious business, but we can have a little fun while we do this too, right? Margie and I used to be junior high teachers. So I was a junior high math teacher, and she's a junior high music teacher. So when you're teaching, you better pay attention. So you guys have got to pay attention. If you do not follow the rules, it's an automatic $20,000 donation. Table hosts, if you don't follow it, it's $50,000. So now I got your attention, don't I here? So first of all here, I want to teach you some junior high teaching tricks here. So first of all, I think we ought to give a hand to all the staff of the Family Partnership by doing, hold it, yep, somebody owes $20,000 up there. And what we'll do is we're going to give them 3 hands, no more. Ready, go.
That was good.
We're up to 40,000 over here somewhere, right? And then I want to also, congratulate the clients of the Family Partnership with 5 hands. Ready, go. Oh, man, we're up to 60,000 there. This is great here. It's a pretty good technique, isn't it, Molly? Yeah, very effective here. So I want you to do that. So now I'm going to ask the table hosts, they have 22 seconds to pass out the sheets of paper. Now hold it before you pass it out. You cannot touch anything. You have to put the paper down and the pen on top of the paper, otherwise it's another $20,000 fine. You can't do any money raising yet here. So go ahead and pass them out. 19, 18, 17. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, if you don't have your paper, that's another $10 fine. Okay, now just go ahead and put them down in front of you. We're not going to do anything with them yet here. I just want to talk to you about a couple things here. So we're going to ask you for financial support, and I know you probably came to the luncheon expecting to be asked for this, and I'm sure you had a number in mind when you came here. And I hope some of these stories here might have loosened up that commitment, so you might maybe add a little bit more than what you thought you'd give when you got here. So that's the first thing we're going to ask you for. The second thing we're going to ask you for is futures, and on the futures, when you fill this out, I see some people writing, and they owe us big money up there, so don't write yet. The futures is another way you can help out the Family Partnership is maybe agree to sponsor a table next year. You don't have to do money, you just got to get people here. Or maybe agree right on there that I'd like to introduce some of my friends to become more aware of the Family Partnership. So you can do it with money, you can do it with time and commitment and other ways, techniques you can do there. And then I also want to talk about a personal challenge for you that may not be at the Family Partnership, but in your life this week here, find some ways to, personally help some people here. And I want to tell a little story from last year's luncheon we had here. I sponsored one of the tables, and I invited Lucia Bell. And Lucia Bell came, and, very quietly after the program was over, she went and grabbed one of the speakers who had gotten out of the sex trade and was trying to get her GED. And Lucia told that woman, she said, if you'd like some help, I'd be glad to tutor you this year and see if we can get your GED. And I'll just read some of Lucia's comments here. Chris is my friend's name. I'm her tutor, mentor, and friend. Started out as a tutor, rolled into mentor, and now friends. Chris is a hard worker with a strong faith and high level of resiliency. Family Partnership was and is a godsend for Chris, a catalyst to change. It's a place where struggles, inspiration, and hope are all rolled together. I thought it was a pretty kind of above and beyond commitment here. So, I lost control of the class here. Let's give one hand for Lucia and Chris. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We're getting better here. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you to pick up your pen, and you have an envelope there, I think, too. Just take the envelope here, and I want you to practice some handwriting techniques with me here, right? And I went to a Catholic school, and I had Sister Stephana in 6th grade, and she had a technique to try to, get your flow going a little bit more on the writing. She'd have you do circles, and she'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I mean, she'd slap you as she did this too, right? But so I'd like everyone on the back of their envelope to just do one set up to 10 of those little circles. Ready? On your mark, get set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can see some of you guys need one more practice. Let's try it one more time. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're probably wondering why I did that. Those are zeros. And you can use those zeros when you fill out your donation. You can do a little bit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It works, doesn't it? Your daughter knows. So now let's, Margie, I'll turn it over to you to take them through the directions.
So what we want you to do is you can now take out your sheet of paper and your pen, if you haven't done that already, and see if there's a place there that you can find that you can help out. You'll notice the first box is for the multi-year giving, and we certainly appreciate that. It helps us with a lot of planning, and it really makes a big difference if you can make that kind of contribution. But if you can't do that, we'll take whatever you can do, and we have a place for you to enter a pledge or make a gift. There's places for your information, so please take some time to do that. And keeping in mind the stories that you've heard today of people in the community that are looking for the family partnership to partner with them, to support them, to be that encouraging word and person in their lives. And you can be playing a part of that as we go into this future here, making families better and making our communities better.
Should we give a minute or do it?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, Margie, I think we ought to wrap it up with 5 hands for all the supporters who just filled out their envelopes. So now you're clapping for yourself. So ready? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
You can keep practicing with the zeros. Continue on. Thank you, Margie and Phil. And thank each of you for joining us today and for your support. My name is Michelle Edgerton, and it is my privilege to serve as the Vice President of Development and Communications at the Family Partnership. I hope you were encouraged and inspired by the program today. Please join me in thanking our speakers who shared their stories with us so eloquently. After all, they, along with the thousands of other families and children, are the reason why we're here today. Thank you. We gathered today to celebrate their accomplishments and to renew our commitment to ensuring that the programs and resources that they receive from the Family Partnership are always available. In closing, I invite each of you to visit one of our locations and see how we are doing what it takes for families. As Henry Ford once said, coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.